Welcome in to another edition of the Cavalier Connection. I'm Jeff, joined by
That's
Jay.
a little bit of a surprise for me, Jeff. I had not
Were you
seen
not? Oh, was it Jack and I that did the last one? It must have been. We've done this one time already.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it.
The only thing we got to do, and I think we go maybe the Coastal Carolina game, we get a picture of us
Yeah.
on the field or at the field outside the stadium to use, and we'll replace the little images of us. But
Yeah.
the beat
That was a good 40 pounds ago for me, Jeff.
Really? I'm just playing.
Good 40 pounds. You can't tell. I still got a lot of layers there, but
when we came off the other night, that beat gets stuck in your head. And so it's got a little catchy beat to it. So
do you know what it reminded me of? Is immediately, the first thing I thought of Michael Scott's commercial.
Oh yeah.
When the but not Michael Scott's commercial.
No, I know
that they did for him that ended up, Dunder Mifflin ended up using.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, exciting episode. We have baseball talk tonight. Wahoo, who was decided he committed to Duke and now committing to Virginia. Going to follow Coach Pollard to the Cavaliers. 6'3" standout from Lawrence Academy in Massachusetts. Pitcher was ranked in the top 150 for the 2025 draft. But he's coming to Virginia, and he's coming to the Cavalier Connection tonight. And John Paone. So excited to talk to him. Before we get into that one, so you're watching this on Wednesday, but we're recording this on Tuesday. Today was this week we want to give this week's Mentor's Moment. It's kind of a proud dad, proud podcast moment. Jack from the Cavalier Connection was repping us at ACC Media Day, doing things, Jay, that I know you and myself have always dreamed about.
Oh, for sure.
And so at Media Day and getting questions in, and we'll just pull this one up, and you can see the questions Jack asked today. Let's take a look at these.
Right side, third row, white shirt.
Jack Lowe, Cavalier Connection, Coach. Talk a little bit about your off-season transition. You lose the game to Virginia Tech, and you have a couple weeks. You get some NIL funds and a big transfer portal, quarterback change. Talk about the transition, how that's been, and what you're excited for.
I appreciate that question. Right side, third row, white shirt, if that helps.
Jack Lowe, Cavalier Connection. Noah, a couple returning offensive linemen from last year, but a lot of guys out of the portal coming to join you guys. Just how's the relationship been with that offensive line? It's the most depth that's ever been there in your time at UVA. Just how's the relationships been? How have you guys been meshing together?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Jack. I want to praise the staff this offseason at the line. If I can shed blocks quicker or, pressure the quarterback. Jameer, we're going to go back to the right side, third row. Once again, gentleman in the white shirt.
Jack Lowe, Cavalier Connection. Jameer, you've been with this squad for so long now. Really experienced. A lot of new guys coming into the room, just like the offensive line, but also some returners, Jason Hammond, Anthony Britton, and guys like Hunter Osborne coming in. It seems like a really loaded line. Talk about the competition battles, position battles, and and how you guys just making each other better.
Yeah, this offseason has been awesome. We have some.
So that was Jack getting in his questions and on the ACC Network television screen.
Yeah, I would say cool. we now can announce Jack as seen on the ACC Network's Jack Lowe.
Yeah, so I know that was pretty cool. And that's third row, white shirt.
If that helps.
As soon as I had tuned in after you sent me the first one, I got on to Hulu and pulled it up. And so then, I didn't know when he would be coming up. And then you hear, we're going to go to the back third row, white shirt. I was like, oh, here comes Jack again.
Yeah. I sent him I sent him that question that I sent him to try to ask Elliott before he went. And I was like, man, if he asked that one, that's a That's a tough one to ask.
That's a big question for him.
And then when I saw his name come up, I said, "Oh my goodness!" But I'm trying to. So I'd have to look at my phone exactly what I said, but I just remember thinking, "Man, I'm glad he asked his question."
Yeah, me too. Because when I saw you sent that to him, like that's a fan talking from the from the
Oh,
back.
I know what it was. Yeah. It was. Did you ever consider? Would you ever consider taking over to play calling duties this year?
Yeah, that's a fan question that that doesn't have any skin in the game at all.
Well, he did touch. Yeah, no skin. Yeah, no skin. Not being present, no skin. But
right.
He did talk about it when he did his interview with the ACC Network. Somebody brought it up about him play calling, and he was like, "No, he's trust Dez. He lets him do his thing on Saturdays, and then they'll talk about it on Sundays. What they might have seen or whatever. But looks like Dez gonna be play calling. Is what I hear. So
yeah. But that's pretty cool for Jack. You know, when I get in those environments, I'm a freeze up type of person. So I'm glad. Jack's young enough to
yeah, ain't no
he
skin
don't
off his back.
understand. Yeah, no, he don't understand the magnitude of things he's doing, or at least they're high magnitude, in my opinion.
Right.
So congratulations to El Jacko on representing us at ACC Media Day. So I want to welcome in 6'3" standout from Lawrence Academy in Massachusetts, who is ranked in the top 150 for the 2025 MLB Draft, but you chose college over the pros for now to help Virginia compete at the highest level of college baseball. Welcome in to John Paone. John, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Yeah, we
great.
appreciate you joining us.
Definitely.
So you originally committed to Duke. What was it about Coach Pollard and the UVA staff that made you want to follow him to Charlottesville?
Yeah, so since day one, so Coach Pollard was my first offer when I was going through it from back when I was 15, 16 in my freshman summer going into my sophomore year. And from the get-go, I saw this mentality with Coach Pollard and Coach Kirkpatrick with how they want to run the team. And I knew it was a really attack approach whenever they're in any game or any hard situation. And that's how I hold myself when I'm on the mound. And I love that out of them. And, they showed a great amount of respect to me and my family. And that's something I valued a lot. And coming from a smaller town where, I wasn't playing on any of these big club teams until my junior summer, I was in a really close-knit group of kids. I grew up playing with them, and we'd been with each other for 8 years. And I valued that so much. I valued the brotherhood. I valued how loyal the coaches were to the team. And I was looking for that in a college, and I really saw that with Coach Pollard and Coach Kirkpatrick and the rest of the staff at the time. And that was another one of their big values. So that's what I got for you.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're excited to have Coach Pollard. Were you ever recruited by Coach O'Connor or any of his staff?
I was not my first time.
Okay. Well, we lucked out then. How familiar were you with the UVA program before committing, and had you visited the grounds before or followed the team or known any of the players?
Honestly, I had zero clue about the facilities, the campus, the program, anything like that. I had known a decent amount kind of about the school outside of baseball because both my grandparents on my dad's side went to University of Virginia and met each other there. So heard a lot of stories from them based on everything else kind of other than the program. So I knew it was a very highly respected university and they ran everything really well. And that was kind of my view on Virginia before I made the initial trip down to visit Coach Pollard and the rest of the staff.
Yeah, I know you made your grandparents happy.
Yeah, they were thrilled. As soon as I saw the move, my grandfather's texting me immediately. So you're following him, right? You're following him. I was like, I don't know, Grandpa. We'll see.
Yeah. UVA's actually had a lot of good success with players from the Northeast.
Yeah.
How big is baseball up in Massachusetts? And do you think baseball in the Northeast is kind of slept on a little bit?
110%. So here's an example I'll give. When I was playing for the area coach games the last 2 summers. I was on the Yankees. So it's made up of a bunch of kids from the Northeast. And we were undefeated through my 2 years there. So,
Oh, wow.
so that plays into a little bit on how, the Northeast is kind of viewed a little bit, in my opinion, slept on. And then, we come out and we're a bunch of dogs and we're ready to fight every game.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Like I said, we've had a lot of guys from the Northeast and
Yeah.
a whole lot of success. But
Yeah.
So what was your first memory? Like, it could have been little league or high school where you thought that, I could see myself actually making this a profession.
It had always been, I don't want to say dream, because dream seems a little bit too broad, but there was never an option in my mind for as long as I can remember where baseball wasn't going to be my career path. It was kind of something I was always set on. And every time I, tell a teacher or a friend's parent, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'd say, I want to play baseball. I want to do that, and I want to make a living out of it, and I want to go to college for it. And, they'd kind of give the laugh and then like, all right, what do you really want to do? And in my head, that is what I really wanted to do. Literally ever since I could remember, it was that. And there was never really a doubt in my mind that, it would become a reality.
That's awesome. I know Jeff and I had that same, we're going to call it a dream for us, because the only reason we see a MLB field is in our sleep if we're dreaming.
Yeah.
So as Jeff mentioned, you were ranked in the top 150 prospects, and there had to be some temptation, I'm sure, to see where you would go. What were the scouts telling you before?
In terms of, do you mind just explaining a little more? Sorry.
Yeah, just in terms of like what teams were talking to you, where were they kind of talking round wise you would go?
Yeah, so I'll speak a little bit on the first part. I'm going to refrain from answering the second part.
Okay.
But so in the fall before my senior year, it was home visits with, I forget the exact number, but it was pretty much every single team. They'd come and sit in my living room, and I'd have Zooms with them when they couldn't make the trip, whether it was the weather didn't permit or some other reason. And they would be twice a week for as a long time. And, that was kind of really when it clicked for my parents, right? Because I had mentioned it never really didn't, it already had clicked for me. But for my parents, it really clicked. And I remember I'm sitting at dinner with my mom and my dad, and I have a brother too, but he wasn't there. And my parents were like, wow, this is crazy. This is really happening. And I kind of remember looking at my mom and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was the plan. So that was what my fall was like. And, as I said, just for right now, I'm going to refrain from answering the second part.
Sure.
Yeah. Is there an MLB pitcher that you like to model your game after?
Mad Max.
Okay.
I love I love his attitude on the mound. I love the psychotic side of him. That's something I've always, prided myself in. It's if you ask anyone who's seen me play in person and knows me off the field, it's a whole different person on the mound than, when I'm off that field. It's really attack mentality and an FU mentality. And, Mad Max is kind of the definition of that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the clip of him zoomed in on his face, cussing the batter out under his lips before he delivers the pitch. But I wouldn't say that resembles me perfectly, but it's pretty close.
I love Max Sherzer, and I think about when they started doing where they were checking pitchers in between every inning.
Yeah.
And I just never forget the first time when he came out and he was so pissed off and he pulled his belt. He started taking his belt,
dropped
his pants off, and everything else.
Yeah.
He's like, I
love that clip.
What ultimately pushed you to choose college ball over going straight to pro out of high school?
So a lot of it was very deep conversation with my family. Like the 50-year plan is what my family was talking about, in the agency I'm with, Boris, they were talking about. I had a sit down with Scott and my point man Larry Broadway and my two parents, and basically for I think it was around an hour, we just talked about a 50-year plan and what would give me the most success after baseball. Because my baseball career is going to end eventually, whether I like to think about it or not, but it's not going to be something I'll be doing into my 60s as much as I want it to be. But it's kind of, what do you want to do after that? And there wasn't really much after that, in my opinion, my family's opinion, would be available if I didn't go to college. And that was kind of the main part. And the other part of it is I wanted to show my loyalty to UVA and Coach Pollard and show that I'm ready to get on grounds and compete for that team.
I see you've already caught on to the grounds. That's
I've slipped up a few times, but
So long term, do you kind of see yourself more as a starter or a reliever, or are you kind of open to both roles at UVA and even beyond that?
Yeah, so I've really never done anything else than starting. I grew up a starter and I'm still a starter to this day. So as of right now, I see myself as a starter when I get to campus.
Awesome. So kind of tell us about your pitching repertoire. What do you throw and kind of where do you sit on the radar gun with each of your pitches?
Yeah, so I have so my primary fastball, my four seam. It's got, from my arm slot, it's got a little of the tail, a little bit of the sink, but nothing too crazy. And that's usually 92 to 95, and I've been up to 6 and 7 with it. I have a turbo sinker, a two seam that really just it takes off. It's my favorite pitch to throw just because of what it does. It's crazy just seeing it. And that's the same velocity, 92, 95. Been up to 6 and 7 with it. My changeup, it's usually 80 to 85. It's not my go-to off speed per se, because in high school you never really get an opportunity to throw it. This sounds cocky, but it's every other average high school pitcher's fastball that they're just these hitters already have timed up. So the goal when I get to campus is really nail that down as my first plan of action. And then my fourth pitch is my slider. It's a sweeper. And that's usually 80 to 83, 84. And that's my go-to. That's my out pitch. I have amazing feel for that pitch. I can place it anywhere. I can throw it in, throw a back foot. I could get a front door punch out on it. And that's my favorite pitch to throw, is the front door punch out, where they just don't see it coming back last second. And they're like, oh my God. Got a bunch of that in high school, but yeah, that's my repertoire.
Yeah. I saw, Edwin Diaz. I'm a Mets fan, so I was watching Diaz close it last night, and it looks like we might have lost. Oh, there's Joe.
I think I came out there for a minute. Yeah,
yeah. But Diaz threw a fastball 100 right at the guy's head.
Yeah.
And then the next pitch, he just threw a kind of a slider that really didn't break much, and the guy just stood there. Strike three.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
I will say I do get kind of jealous of guys with I don't know, is Edwin Diaz's arm slot a little higher? Or...
He's kind of he's a 3/4 guy, 3/4 guy.
I get jealous with guys with a higher arm slot sometimes, just because I love the four seam curveball combo where you can tunnel that perfectly. I try and work that in a little bit, but it's a little bit harder in my opinion for my arm slot, but I get jealous of that a bunch.
Is there an area of your game you're most focused on improving during your first year at UVA?
Yeah, definitely. So in my first year, I want to improve my my two seam and my changeup. I touched a little bit on the changeup, just more consistency with it. When it's on in bullpens, it plots as my best pitch. It plots as the most above average pitch. But the problem with it is the consistency right now. I really needed to get it to, do what it's supposed to, because it kind of sucks when it doesn't and gets hit really far. So if I can nail that down, I think it'd be great. And then my slider as well. When I said I can place it everywhere, and that's not really the problem. It's the consistency on the movement. Sometimes at its best, it's moving 20 to 22 inches horizontally, and sometimes it's 10 to 12. And that's too much of a differential for me to be super confident in it. So those are my two areas of attack when I get there.
Yeah, I don't think I can make a wiffle ball move that much.
No, that's crazy. 22 inches.
That's nuts. So have you been able to connect with any of your future UVA teammates? I'm sure you probably have connected with I was going to ask you this, and I don't know if you'll answer or not, but everybody we talk to, they have like a text thread with their recruiting class. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of harder because we came over right from Duke, obviously. So as you mentioned, I know all the Duke guys. I'm rooming with Jaden this year. I've been close. I became close with him when we went on all our official visits to Duke, and I know all the other guys there. And Eric Becker, we knew kind of each other. We played on area code together, but pitchers and position players were kind of separated a bunch. And I actually threw to Thomas O'Connell. I can't remember if it was East Coast Pro or at area code, so I know Thomas pretty well. But yeah, mainly just the Duke guys.
Are there any Duke guys that are still going to Duke, or did every single recruit? Because I mean, I know you guys are like a top 6 class, I think, in the country at this point.
Yeah. So I think we had. Don't quote me on these numbers, but in a 10-person recruiting class, 8 came to UVA, one stayed at Duke, and one went to Auburn.
Okay.
And the one that stayed at Duke was going to be my roommate. So,
Oh,
yeah.
So you may not even know the answer to this question because it sounds like you've had a lot of success. But how do you respond when you have a tough outing?
Okay, so I can give you a very specific example. Coach Pollard was up to watch me pitch, kind of in our final 4 games of the high school season, and I absolutely blew the game. I think we ended up losing 12-1, and that was. I remember coming off the field and I was hating myself. I was beating myself up about it. And then kind of, I got ready. I got my stuff back on from the game and I cooled down a little bit and I went out to dinner with Coach Pollard and it was kind of fine after that. You wake up the next morning. It's a new day. It's a new, you're redoing your routine because every pitcher has a routine in between games and nothing changes whether you threw a perfect game or you absolutely crapped the bed. And it's the sticking to the routine, and everyone's gonna have a bad game. So as long as you stick to that routine, you'll be able to bounce back for the next game.
Well, I can't say for sure, but I'm almost sure that if there was a team out there that beat your guys' team 12-1, Pollard probably picked up a few guys he's starting to look at.
Yeah, I mean they had I think they had a Tulane commit and a Northeastern commit, so they were decent. And I'm not blaming my fielders at all, but a few errors in the field kind of got the momentum going the wrong way. And the other team, they were a phenomenal team. They ended up finishing ranked 1 going into playoffs, and can't remember if they had a first round or second round exit, but they're a phenomenal team kind of throughout. They have a bunch of solid players. They're really well coached. So yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So outside of baseball, do you play or follow any other sports?
I really do not. I follow, I'll follow all the Boston teams kind of when they're in the playoffs. I'll go to watch my brother's a huge Bruins fan, so I'll go to watch Bruins games with him. But I don't think I can name 5 players on the Bruins or Celtics right now. So, or the Patriots for a matter of fact. But used to be a huge Patriots fan during the whole Tom Brady, Gronk, Edelman era. But kind of after that was all gone, I was like, they're going to be bad for a while. I'll watch again when they're good.
What do you like to do in your downtime when you're not training?
Yeah, so in the summer, so we have a house on Cape Cod. I don't know, you guys are probably familiar with Cape Cod League. So
yep.
It's actually surprising how many people not from Massachusetts don't know what the Cape is if they don't follow baseball.
Oh, wow.
But it's good that you guys do. So we have a house there. I'll go out and I love to fish. So I'll take the boat out. I'll go fishing. I'll wake up at crack of dawn, get out there with one of my buddies, and we'll be fishing all day. So that's my go-to during the summer. Just spending time on the water. I love the water, and kind of in the winter when that's not as available, I love to build computers. I don't know if you guys have heard that one before.
No,
but it was something I picked up over COVID. I was playing Fortnite with my cousin, and my computer just completely shut down and wouldn't turn back on. And I was like, Mom, we have a lot of spare time. This would be a great learning opportunity. Can I, get all these parts for this computer and learn to build it? And I did, and it was like, I call it adult Legos. As long as you follow it, it's just a bunch of snapping in, and it's no soldering, which I was scared I was gonna have to do, but it's none of that. And it was up and running the first time, and the joy I felt when I clicked that button and it turned on, I didn't have to go back through and figure everything else out. I kind of fell in love with it. So kind of since then, I've just been adding on to it and building other ones. And every time my friends have problems, they'll bring me their computer and I'll fix it for them. And it's kind of something that I just love doing, like regardless of what it is.
I say there's your career post baseball right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. If Wahoo fans only knew one thing about you, what should that be?
I touched on it a little before. I'm a complete different person when I step through those lines. It's an attack. It's that FU mentality that I touched on. It's, you're stepping in my way. You're trying to stop my team from winning, and I'm going to do everything in my power to mow you down and, sit your ass back on the bench.
I love it.
That's great. That's going to be great for the team.
Yeah.
You have so we're going to do a little lightning round, just some quick questions. Do you have a favorite MLB pitcher growing up?
Clayton Kershaw. It's my grandpa's favorite. He transferred it to me.
And are you a Dodgers fan or are you a Red Sox fan?
I'm a Red Sox fan, but I'm partly a Dodgers fan as well because every time we're at their house during the spring and summer and fall time, it's the Dodgers that are on. So kind of forced to watch them too.
Right. Do you have a pregame superstition or ritual?
Here we go. So you can't think I'm gross for this, but I was on a travel travel like a 5-hour road trip for one of these tournaments in New Jersey, and we were going to be there for the night and then the game and come back the day of the game. And I look at my mom and I go, Mom, we got in the hotel at like 10. I was pitching the next morning. I'm like, Mom, I forgot all my toiletries. Okay. So didn't brush my teeth that night, woke up, didn't brush my teeth the next morning, and ended up going out and throwing a no-hitter. So that's my like gross routine is I don't brush my teeth the night before the morning of. Another one I have, so don't talk too close to me the day of a game. The other one I have is I sleep with my glove. I think it accidentally ended up in my bed one day, and I woke up the next morning, I'm like, oh, here's my glove, and then I went out and threw a really great game the next morning. So sleep with my glove, and I don't brush my teeth. Right.
That'll go well. That won't go well really with one of your teammates. We interviewed Lucas Hartman. I don't know if you're familiar with it. His superstition is that he drinks beet juice at games.
Yeah. That's something. I've never heard that one.
So other than throwing the no-hitter after you didn't brush your teeth, do you have a best baseball memory so far?
Best baseball memory. This is gonna sound cliche, but winning the championship with my best friends this year. I loved those guys to death. I did it when I was a freshman in high school. I didn't play much as a freshman, but we still went out and won it. So I didn't really kind of understand how, crazy it was to win it. And then we went out the next year and we were not good at all. So we didn't win it that year. And then my junior year, we were in the championship. I think we were rolling through our last 10 games. And, there's kind of not a doubt in any of our minds that we were going to lose that game. We ended up losing 2-0. And that still sucked. That still sticks with me. I said in an interview after we won the championship game that I have nightmares about that. So it was good to go out this year and win and do it with literally my best friends in the world, kids I'll talk to for the rest of my lives, and kind of secure that memory and not have the nightmares anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Do you have a hype song that you like to play before you get a start?
I don't have. Well, my walkout song this year was Hell's Bells.
I love it. Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, I didn't. So the funny thing is I didn't actually know he did it until I told someone that I did it, and they're like, "What, are you trying to be him?" I was like, "No, I actually first time I'm hearing about that." But that was my walkout song, and then I listened to this very, it's called funk. It's like a EDM on steroids is the best way I could put it. It's just like bang, 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 and it's like the mindset change that I need to kind of be that complete different person out there.
I think I know the answer to this next question, but a dream MLB ballpark to pitch in?
Fenway.
Virginia played there against Boston College. Was it last year or year
Sorry,
before?
say it again.
2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago. Virginia did.
Oh, really?
Against Boston College.
Was the ALS game? Do you remember?
I think that's why it's one series a year. I think Boston College plays there. I'm not sure.
So it was the ALS game that they played there. It's like you said, they do it once a year, and I'm pretty sure if everything ended up working correctly, which it looked like it would, Duke would have played at Fenway against BC in their ALS game this year. And I actually got an opportunity to play at Fenway in the Red Sox Yankees kind of like area code mashup that they do from a bunch of Northeastern guys. And then I got COVID 3 days before my start. So that was stripped from me.
Final question.
You'll get
any
there.
message you want to share with Wahoo Nation?
We're going to go out. We're going to kick. No. All right. So kick the door down. It's I don't know if you guys have heard that term before, but it was Coach Pollard's his motto for us at Duke. We're going to go. We're going to kick that door down to Omaha, and we're going to make it. We're going to bring home a national championship for the university.
Oh, that's super exciting. You got us pumped up.
Yeah. I'm excited to be there.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
Yeah. That's right.
I've been ready to run through a wall for the last 3 years. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Your time is coming.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you so much for your time and joining us, and wish you best of luck this coming season. I'm expecting. I think big things are coming for baseball.
Big things are coming.
When Coach O'Connor left, we were nervous, and then when Coach Pollard took it, it was like, man, it don't look bad at all.
Yeah. Not a bad guy to get in that spot.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you guys for this opportunity. Thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah. Have a great evening.
Hopefully we'll catch up with you in the spring.
Definitely looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
All right, have a good one.
You as well.
Thanks to John Paone for coming on this episode. I can't imagine what it's like as a high school kid, 2 days a week to have an MLB team in your house. Ain't that crazy?
I can't imagine what it's like to make a baseball move 22 inches.
I can't
Side to
imagine
side.
that.
I mean, that is a sweeper. You talk about a
Yeah,
sweeper.
I
That is
know.
a sweeper.
I can't imagine building a computer.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being a top 150 from MLB.com for the MLB 2025 draft.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you
got a
just
good one there.
figure there's 30 teams, so
Yep.
in the top 150, if
That's
you
5
go to
rounds.
slot, you're no worse than the 5th round. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
and man, I was super impressed with just his personality. You know, he's got that infectious personality. He's gonna be a great teammate. Guys are gonna want to play well for him, and he's definitely gonna want to play well for his guys. You know, he's very loyal, and I love that about him. And I'm glad he's gonna be a Who.
I like the Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer has been my favorite pitcher in the last, recent, 15, 20 years. I love watching Max Scherzer on the mound. And that kind of personality, boy.
He's a bulldog, man. He's a
bulldog. Yes, yeah. The only thing he don't have is two different color eyes to match Max. When you look at Max Scherzer out there on the mound, you see that personality and you see the 2 different color eyes. You're like, oh God.
Yeah, he's scary.
yeah. But I think great get for Coach Pollard, and excited for baseball, even though that's a ways away. And what I am excited for also football. We talked about it a little bit earlier, and Jack is at ACC Media this week, representing the Cavalier Connection, and got to talk to Coach Elliott. So football season's coming. Virginia was ranked as having the easiest schedule in the country. Did you see that, Jay?
For Power 4 schools, right?
For Power 4 schools, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, as we did the exercise of, when we went on the College Huddle main show with Eric, it was you start to go down that schedule and you start to look, and it's like, well, I mean, if you pull an upset or two, it's not crazy talk to say you're going to be in the discussion for playoffs. I mean, it sounds crazy to say, on July 22nd that Virginia could be a playoff contender. And do I think things are just going to go perfectly all year? Of course not, But, I mean, where is the weakness on this team?
No, I know.
I don't know. I mean, they brought in players at every position, multiple. I mean, depth. Okay, somebody gets hurt. All right. I mean, when Monroe Mills went down, I was upset.
Right.
But I mean, then we went out and added like 2 or 3 more tackles. We got the Mountain Ugana, the kid from Arkansas State that's going to come in and play. I mean,
we haven't had this kind of depth in God knows how long.
Yeah.
And then another thing I wanted to mention, I know I was telling you off the air, Eric Ward said today, and I'm going to read his tweet, we've sold more new football season tickets today. And so as you're watching this is Wednesday. This was Tuesday. We're recording this on Tuesday. More in new football season tickets today than any day in my 3 years at Virginia.
That's
the
incredible.
Sales momentum at UVA football continues to climb. Depending on how online conversions continue tonight, we should have the highest day of football since at least 2019. That's wild. I'm they're definitely, they have the fan council and all that, and I know we're gonna have Eric on the show here in a few weeks.
Yep.
But that's exciting news to see, and I got season tickets. And the reason I bought them was, one, I want the tickets. I don't know if we'll be approved for media credentials or whatever, but either way, I want to have the tickets. And then, games we can't go to if we're in the media box, it's a something we can give away to our listeners. But when I looked at the individual tickets, like for the Virginia Tech game, I mean, the cost of that family 4-pack that they're talking about, that's a very reasonable price. And I could get all my money back just from the Virginia Tech game but of course I'm going to be at the game.
Right.
But however, all that to be said, I was looking at the season tickets, and this has been weeks ago, and there was definitely an uptick in season ticket sales from when I've had them, last year or year before. I had them for several years prior. The availability, because, I go and I look at all the seats, and the amount of availability where there's like bulk it was a lot less this time than it's been in years past. Usually in years past, I could have picked about anywhere.
Right.
There's a lot that's been sold. We just need those
I
folks
was
to
in
show
section.
up.
What was I, 519, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know. We were in
Last year
I
I
was
had
in the
mine.
fives. I was in the fives too, but but I was gonna say though, the biggest thing is hopefully these folks show up to the game.
Yeah.
And the one thing about it, if I can't use my tickets, I'm gonna give them away here to a listener who can come to the game, because we want to put orange in the seats.
It makes a difference. It makes a difference in the atmosphere. It makes a difference in. When you got big third down and that crowd screaming, it makes a big difference.
2019, that Virginia Tech game, that Florida State game, it was wild. It was rocking. And we haven't had many games like that in the last, 5 years or so. So I'm hoping to see that this year. And I think, for that amount of season tickets today sold, that's just off of ACC Media Day. That's just what that is.
Yeah. You think, Elliott said something today that I failed to remember, that we led in 9 out of our 12 games last year.
Yeah.
And that was with a team that, and this is not taking a shot at that team, but the talent was not what this year's team is. And the schedule was, from looking at it on July 22nd, much more difficult last year.
Yep.
And we were able to lead in 9 out of 12 and have realistic chances to win, several more than what we did. I really think Coach Elliott's on to something. I think, and I don't even want to put this year as like the make or break year, and I know everybody's doing that, but I want to see it out beyond. I hope this is the year. But when we talked about, people are, he goes 6-6 and loses to Tech. I don't know what the university will do, but I do know what the fans will want, and that's for him to go. And I don't want that at all. I hope we have Coach Elliott for a very long time. I really like him. And I just like the way, he goes about business. So with the amount of talent that we've brought in, I gotta think this is the beginning of something, so even if it doesn't go 10-2, if we can start to, bowl eligibility every year just has to be the standard. We got to get there. I can understand if we got less than 6, you got to move on at some point, but I really think this is the year.
Yeah, you mentioned the talent is better this year. The depth is better this year, and the schedule's easier this year.
Yeah.
How do you not
win more games?
Right. Well, you win 5 last year, and the depth situation, the injury bug that we had hit us last year, whereas now we have depth to back that up. You won 5 last year with that schedule. Can we win 8 this year? Win 3 more games with this talent and this depth and this schedule? To be seen. If they win 8 games,
over under number, is it 6.5?
6.5. I need 7 because I got a little money on the line for 7. So
house payment.
No, it ain't that much, Shannon. If you're watching, it ain't that much. I'm sure you're
It's
not
not the
watching.
payment; it's the deed.
Yeah, the deed. The one thing about it is, I know Shannon ain't watching this point of the show.
This is the deep cut. This is
She
for
might
fans
hit
only.
she'll hit the Jack portion in the beginning, and that's it. And
Yeah,
if Jack ain't on the show, she ain't watching. So she
Yeah.
don't give a crap about me on
that's
the
her
show.
baby. That's her baby.
But no, but I do have a little money on the line of over 6.5, and I feel like it's just a safe bet. But
I'll say you're just waiting to collect at this point. I mean,
am.
that's just money sitting there. You just waiting. I mean, it's
just
coming.
I'll just withdraw that for Christmas money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
once they hit the 7, hopefully they'll hit the 7. Maybe they can hit the 7 and maybe what could we hit 7 in October? We could have 5. What we think 4 or 5-0 potentially. Maybe if we could hit 7 late October, I could really get some Christmas shopping done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is my Christmas savings. This is my Christmas bonus. If they win 6 or less, the kids aren't gonna be happy this year at Christmas. Santa ain't coming to the Lowe household.
Look, I got you a pair of socks. What are you complaining about?
They gonna get a couple of Hershey's candy bars, and that's about it. Oh man. Ooh. Coach Elliott, you got a lot of pressure, not just with the team, but my family's Christmas is on the line.
That's right. I mean, it got to happen.
Oh man. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Another thank you to John Paone for joining us tonight. It looks like a great addition for Coach Pollard. Coach Pollard Baseball, as I think you post on Twitter, the rich keep getting richer as we keep, additions are happening. I feel like on a daily basis, it feels like, but
Yeah.
But football's right around the corner, and I know we can't wait. But
Got the Cardiac Who's coming on with us on
Cardiac
Thursday.
Thursday.
Been talking about bringing them on for a while. Finally going to get to chat with them. Excited for that. And then another baseball player joining us next week, a week from Thursday. We'll have Sal Garcia joining us. So excited to talk to him, and should be a good couple weeks. August is filled with some of the August, Jeff. We got some heavy hitters. I'm just gonna throw it out. We got some heavy hitters. I mean, I'm talking Jackie Franchuli. I'm talking the Ball Hawk. I'm talking Greg Medea. I'm talking Jerry Ratcliffe. We got them all coming on, and we're excited to talk to them. And you never know who else might show up.
That's right. Well, can't wait. I'm checking out for probably until week after next. I'll be out tomorrow through the end of the day Thursday. I'll be missing out Cardiac Who's, little baseball of my own, as our local team is made a little run. They're getting to play a little travel tournament here, so exciting stuff for those guys. And then we'll be out of town, but Jack will be with you guys next week. And we have a new addition joining, so excited. Former UVA baseball player, right?
Steven is not joining us, Joe.
Oh, I thought UVA. Oh, UVA-Y.
I mean, I think he tried out. I think he was a recruited walk-on. But
no, we got the Ballard brothers are going to be doing the show next week, and Jack will be there as well. So
okay, good,
you get one low, 2 Ballards. Normally you get 2 lows and 1 Ballard. We mix it all up. There's going to be a week we're going to have 2 Ballards and 2 lows, and we're going to take up 4 spots on the screen.
It'd be crazy.
Oh gosh. Anyway, we're looking forward to it all. Check in with us on later in the week as Cardiac Who's join, and
visit the website. Talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing it up. We do have. Make sure you check out the CavalierConnection.com. Articles are posted almost daily. We got writers all over the place. Cross the Grounds with Steve Brendel on Fridays. Robbie Jay's brother is posting some baseball articles. Jack's got a couple sitting out there, really good articles, and Jay as well. So check it out, thecavalierconnection.com. Our episodes get on there, but mainly go in there and check the articles out, and give it a follow. Go to YouTube at the Cavalier Connection and give that one a like and a follow as well. We'd like to get, I think we were like 366 or something.
Hit 367 today.
367. So if we could get to goal of 372 by next week, that's the goal. Next week, if we can get to 372, I need to put these goals out early in these episodes. So if you kind of tune out for part of it or for this part, you'll hear that part in the beginning. But if you could give us a like on there, it'd be helpful. And subscribe to it.
Yeah, it's not pay. It's just free.
It's free. It's free. It's free. Yeah, everything's free.
Yeah.
We give it away. And our life
and our wives won't let us. But
yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. Go Who's.
Go Who's.